What's going on, guys? Nathan back with another video for TBF Hero. Let's talk real quick about Captain Marvel. So right up front, I'm just going to tell you my rating off the bat, 5 out of 10. I mean, I wish I could rate it higher or lower and be more of a hot take to say, oh my God, this movie's the worst thing ever or this is the best thing ever. But honest opinion, it's just kind of in the middle somewhere. It's not super impressive, but it's also not overly dramatically bad either. It is a little bit boring in parts. I didn't have a lot of fun early on in the movie, but the ending was kind of cool. Some of the special effects were great, and seeing some of the different characters on screen was kind of cool. Stuff that I've read in comics for years and years. Definitely a big comic book fan. I mean, that's why I have a channel named TBF Hero. Moving into some of the more like fine details, like what's good, what's bad. Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, not a huge fan. Not really liking the way she's handled herself outside the movie. I'm not going to get too much into the controversy just yet. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But what she did in the movie, just not a huge fan. I thought she was just kind of bland. Her dialogue was not great. She was just really not emotive at all. And I just didn't feel like she was that hero. Every movie that you watch, especially these superhero movies, there needs to be a point in that movie where you watch them and you're like, wow, this person is 100% the character that they're portraying on screen. Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, there was definitely that point where you're like, wow, this dude gets it. Thor, same thing. You just saw him, you're like, yep, this guy embodies what he looks like. Captain America, kind of the same thing, just the way he carried himself throughout the entire movie. And then just kind of Doctor Strange, same thing. Even on the DC side, movies that I don't necessarily like, Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie was definitely did a great job as that. And then even though the movie was pretty bad, she did a great job. And then if you look over to Superman, he definitely embodies it, and then he got himself physically ready for it. I think Brie Larson worked hard for the role, getting ready for it and everything like that, but just there was some kind of disconnect between her and the character. Some of the side characters, which actually they're here on the webpage, I'll just slide it down just a little bit so you guys can see that. Some of the little side characters as they load in here. Samuel Jackson was great, seeing him with a younger face through that technology. That technology is amazing. Him and Agent Coulson. Coulson wasn't great. He's not as important, and he just looked a little bit different because I've known the actor for a long time. He looked a little bit different than what I've ever remember him looking, but it showed a younger version of him. Samuel Jackson, though, I couldn't believe that he looked so young in it, and that technology is absolutely amazing. He was great in the movie. Ben Mendelsohn was pretty good. Anything I see him in, I like him a lot, even in Ready Player One, which I didn't like the movie, but I liked him in it. I'm going to say his name wrong, and no disrespect to the actor because he's amazing. Digimon Hansu was really small in the movie, but was pretty good. Lee Pace is Ronan, which is really small amount in the movie, so don't really get a big gauge on him, and I would like to see him do more because I really liked him in that first Guardians of the Galaxy. And then Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, which is in the comics, the original Captain Marvel, was actually really, really good. I was actually a pretty big fan of that. I think she did a really good job. She was way more likable, and just when she was on screen, she was definitely the more noteworthy person. Now, overall, the movie, like I said, 5 out of 10. I don't know where I would place it in terms of all the MCU movies. Definitely higher than a movie like Hulk or Thor: The Dark World, but probably not even in the top 15. I think it's going to fall down behind both Guardians of the Galaxies, 2 of the 3 Iron Mans. Maybe it's better than Iron Man 2. I don't know. It's just somewhere between 15 and 20. I'll kind of take a look at my top 20 list if you guys can check out that video on the channel, the first video that we ever put up on the channel. This is only video number 3. Really excited about it. Also, just side note on the channel, we are up to 5 whole subs, one of which is me, one of which is my wife, and then the other 3, I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. So we have 5 whole subs. Always excited about that. But overall, the movie was not bad to go see in theaters. I think it looked good up on the screen and everything like that, but I think it's one of those movies that you might want to wait for when it comes out to Blu-ray or digital or whatever, or find another means to watch it. Honest answer. It was okay. That's the big thing. And now let's talk more about kind of the bigger thing around this is the controversy around it. There's some pretty huge things going on. That's why I have the Rotten Tomatoes page up. Between Rotten Tomatoes, the actual scoring system, and then just there's this huge war between apparently SJW and the Comicsgate or the comic fan or just the reviewer community. I don't even know what community you want to call it, but bottom line is there's like this war between it, and it's really interesting coming into it. So you saw some movie bombing when it came to the not reviews. Everyone keeps saying reviews. There was no early reviews, but the like to see tab. There's a little button when the movie first shows up on Rotten Tomatoes. You can click want to see, don't want to see, and it was overwhelmingly do not want to see. And whether or not that was legitimate people doing it or if it was getting bombed like that, I don't really know. Don't really care. But I think it's sad they took that option away. Now, what's going on with this? The score has been amazing to watch. Yesterday, I actually did a video on it. There was this huge disconnect. It was 80-something% fresh and 30% from the audience. And there was 54,000 user ratings. Later on in the night, those user ratings went from 54,000 down to single-digit thousand, like 7,000, 8,000, whatever it was. And they basically purged 40-something thousand reviews. There's people who report that their review was actually deleted and they had to redo their review, which is really interesting. And everyone that I've seen that from were definitely the negative reviews. And now it's sort of up to 57%, which is a lot closer to the tomato meter for the actual critic score. That one has hovered between 86 all the way down to about 79, 78%, and kind of slowly risen back up. But overall, I mean, it's getting reviewed okay. If you go through a bunch of the reviews, you'll see that it's honestly, even the ones that say that they like it, they're not saying very much in there that you're like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a good movie. I don't feel like it's an overall huge endorsement, but let's talk about something that's even bigger than any of that. This movie's bringing in money. This movie is going to make somewhere between 140, 160 million on this first weekend. I figured it would make over 100 million. Something I'll probably start doing on the channel is maybe start doing some box office reviews or box office predictions. But definitely saw this one making over 100 million. Didn't see it making this much, but I think in the future you might see a Captain Marvel 2 now as the MCU moves forward after Endgame. And I'm really curious to see what her actual role is going to be within Endgame. Obviously, Endgame coming out here really, really soon. She's going to play a very prominent role. We're going to have to see what's up with that. But this movie, if you want to watch Endgame, you might need to see this movie just for a few parts of it. I mean, honestly, you can read some of the spoiler stuff and then probably get you filled in enough. But they're definitely making this one tie into the Avengers continuity, the Avengers Endgame continuity in a big way. So you're going to be kind of forced to at least know what happened in this movie, or go check out the spoilers, one of the two. But overall, yeah, I don't know. This one's a big deep sigh because I'm just not really sure. Just Captain Marvel in general, not the greatest comic book character, somehow got a movie, and I think that's what we're seeing. Is just it's a hero that's everyone is telling you whether you should or should not like it. I guess go judge it for yourself. Me personally, 5 out of 10. Not the greatest, not the worst. We'll see what happens moving forward. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you do, make sure you hit that like button. Definitely subscribe if you're new. As always, leave a comment down below. We're at 5 whole subs. This is my second channel. I do have another channel. It's a video game channel. Definitely go check it out. TBFG Gaming, or actually, sorry, TBF Gaming. In the future videos, we'll talk about what TBF means and what we're trying to do with the channel, the community that we want to build up, and just honestly, biggest thing, I just want to have fun. I want to make some random videos, do some things on the side. I've got a full-time job outside of all this. It's just kind of a little side thing that I do for fun. Hopefully, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Captain Marvel, or if you're not going to see it, or if the controversy has just turned you off altogether. I'll see you guys in the next video.